What's going on, guys? Today we're taking a look at another budget microphone kit that you can use if you want to get started streaming, making YouTube videos, or if you just want to like chat with your buddies online. This is the TONOR Q9 USB condenser microphone, and then it also has a kit that comes with it. And if what's included, as we show it to you in just a moment, looks familiar, well then you probably watched my review of the Fine K780A kit, because everything included is nearly identical. Let's take a look at this guy and see if it's any better than the Fine kit. If you are interested in anything I talk about today, check out the description box below. I will have links to everything we discussed down there, so it's nice and easy for you guys to find. Also, for transparency, TONOR did send this microphone over for review, but as you guys should know, this will not impact my review in any way, shape, or form. This microphone kit retails for $69.99, and included in the kit is the microphone, its shock mount, a boom arm and clamp for your desk, a pop filter, windscreen, as well as a Type A to Type B USB cable. The microphone has a pretty nice looking design with a nice solid all metal construction. The grill will twist. If you try to twist it, it'll like twist it back and forth, which is kind of weird, but overall there's like no flex in the body or in the grill at all. On the device itself, you're going to find two things worth mentioning. The first is going to be the USB B port on the bottom, and this is of course going to be used to power and connect the microphone to your PC. It's a bit chunkier than like what USB-C is, but I don't really have any issues with using this type of cable. Again, USB-C would be nice, but this is a budget microphone kit, so you know it's a non-issue for me. The second thing is a plus and minus button that can raise, lower, or mute your microphone's audio. And I was initially super excited to see gain controls on this unit. That was until I realized there is absolutely no indicator telling you how high this microphone's internal gain is. This makes keeping things consistent super hard, and essentially makes the button useless for raising or lowering the microphone's internal gain. What I ended up doing is lowering the gain as much as I could, and then once I had that set, I only used the button as a mute button and controlled gain strictly through software. It's certainly not a perfect solution, but I'm not going to go through the hassle to try figure out where I left the microphone at every single time I'm about to record something. I do kind of give credit to TONOR for trying to make it look nice and clean, but the implementation of the up and down, you know, the plus and minus for me needs some tweaking, and I prefer myself just having like a little knob. Not to mention, like when you have this in the shock mount itself, it's kind of hard to press the buttons. As for the rest of the kit, it's all pretty standard for a budget microphone kit that you can get on, you know, somewhere like Amazon. The boom arm is short, but it works just fine as long as you don't have a huge desk. I actually really like the shock mount, and it's super easy to attach and remove the microphone as needed. The included USB cable works as a, you know, you may have guessed it, a USB cable, and the pop filter and windscreen do pretty well, although I don't typically use them because, as you can see in like this video right now, I usually have my microphone off to the side of my mouth, and I don't necessarily find it useful or necessary for explosion rejection. The actual installation for the microphone on your desk is super easy, and it's just like the Fine that I did the review on a few months ago. First, go ahead and attach the clamp to your desk. Keep in mind that this clamp will not fit desktops that are thicker than 2 inches. After you have the clamp attached, insert the boom arm into the clamp and tighten the little knob on the back. Now screw in the shock mount to the boom arm, pull the pressure tabs, slide the Q9 in, finally plug the USB cable into the Q9 and into your computer, and you're good to go. It will automatically download the drivers that it needs, and everything will work flawlessly from there. At least for me it did. I had no issues whatsoever. You should see a small blue light on the front of the microphone to indicate that the actual microphone has now turned on. If that little blue light does not appear, then press the plus or minus button to turn off like the mute feature. And if that doesn't work, I would recommend trying a different USB port on your computer. Now, as I said before, I lower the internal gain on the actual microphone to as low as possible, and then control the gain via Windows strictly. I would have loved, absolutely loved, to use the gain buttons that were on the front of this microphone itself, but I found it way too difficult to keep things consistent, and so I decided, you know, that was the route I wanted to go. You could obviously make the decision for yourself, but that's how I felt about the controls. So in order to control gain via Windows 10, if you want to do it like I'm doing it, go ahead and right click the little sound icon on your taskbar, click open volume mixer, double click the sound system icon, go to the recording tab, double click on the Q9 microphone, because that's what this microphone is, click the levels tab, and that is where you would change the gain for your microphone. Now you can change this to decibels like I personally use myself by right clicking that little speaker icon and selecting decibels, but you know, if you want to use percentage, that works all the same. It's really honestly up to you. As for where you should set that for optimal performance, well, I actually couldn't find any recommendations from TONOR because I think they expect you to use like the gain that's on the microphone itself. But I messed around with all of the the decibels and stuff a little bit, and I found between plus 10 dB and plus 11 dB to be a pretty good sweet spot for me, with the internal gain set as low as possible on the microphone. At that level, the sound quality was pretty good to me, and it's not too quiet or too loud. Quick note on that though, I do a bunch of YouTube videos, so I actually boost my audio in post anyway, so you may have to push it a little bit further, or into like, if you're in Discord, you might have to push it in Discord a bit too. So for the sound test, I'll be doing a few things for you guys. First, I'll be doing a 360 degrees noise rejection test just on the Q9. Then I'll be testing the microphone at the ideal recording distance, like where it is right now, as well as if it was a little bit out of frame, as if you just didn't want it to be in frame for your live stream. And then finally, I'll be doing a quick comparison between the Q9, the Fine K780A, and the Rode video microphone, which the Rode is my typical shotgun microphone I use in all of my videos. So with that said, let's begin. I am starting at the front of the TONOR Q9 microphone, and I am slowly rotating the microphone 90 degrees to show off-axis rejection from this side. I am now rotating it even more, and I will be showing off 180 degrees to show how the microphone sounds from the rear. I am now rotating all the way to the opposing 90-degree side to show off axis rejection from this side. And now I am finishing up by talking into the front of the microphone again. I am now demonstrating what the microphone sounds like while typing on my keyboard with Gatoron brown switches and the microphone at the ideal recording distance. I am now demonstrating what the microphone sounds like while typing on my keyboard with Gatoron brown switches, and the microphone is about 2 feet from me, with it being just behind the keyboard. I am now speaking into the TONOR Q9 microphone to compare it to the Fine K780A and Rode Video Micro. I am now speaking into the Fine K780A microphone to compare it to the TONOR Q9 and Rode Video Micro. I am now speaking into the Rode Video Micro shotgun microphone to compare it to the TONOR Q9 and Fine K780A. Alright, so I honestly couldn't tell a difference between the TONOR Q9 and the Fine K780A in terms of like just pure sound quality. If there is a difference, it's pretty minor, and so I feel either kit in regards to sound quality would do well as a starter microphone kit for someone trying to get into streaming, start making YouTube videos, or if they just want to chat with their buddies on Discord. In particular to the Q9 though, I think it has a very nice design. I actually personally really do like the design. It is pretty well built. It sounds good for the price, and although the plus and minus buttons in the front are useless in my eyes, for the gain, I do love the fact that you can mute the microphone with those buttons as well. If you guys found this video helpful, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more tech content just like this. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.